What is up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. This is actually the first VOD review of someone that has subscribed to my Patreon. So if you want to check out my Patreon, all the details are down below. There you can get discounted coaching if you're subscribed to my Patreon. And if you want regular coaching, just reach out to me via Discord. As usual, go to my Discord and then check out the coaching info channel, and that'll have all the info that you need. So yeah, all right. So this person is Master Tier. They said they actually just hit Master Tier, which is hooray. Congrats, congrats. They started a bow on Camille, which I like. Love a bow start. They have a really cool arena. Voidborn, or the mutation is Voidborn. I don't feel bad about any of this. Yep. I would do all of this, though. I'd think about, yep, buying the Jarvan. I agree. You could wait to see what you get off minions. Like, there's a world where you get something like this, double Cho'Gath, and then, like, you kind of wish you held the Cassidin. So that's something to think about. Like, for example, what if, I mean, Ascension is okay with, with like a Titan's Cho'Gath would be really amazing from this spot. One for all is also really good, right? Win rate wise, let me go check to make sure. One for all is the highest win rate augment in the game. I'm not convinced the play here isn't just take one for all and force Syndicate reroll. You already have two Dariuses. You can scout and see if anyone else does. But if you'd held that Cassid, what if you just take Ascension and play Mutants? The Voidburn isn't the best one. You'd prefer like Elderwood, right? But yeah, I think the play here, just win rate wise, I think one for all is broken. Um, and you just take one for all and play Astro Roll from here. Okay, we decided to take Ascension, which is fine. Make 10 here, which is pretty reasonable. Because yeah, we don't have the cast anymore. And the Cho'Gath, it's a little dubious. Like, we might end up just playing a Cho'Gath for like our entire early game without getting a Mutants. It might be an int to make that play. But I think the correct play is definitely play Astro Roll from here. But we have double bows, which would still be good with Astro Roll. Ascension, I just think Ascension is not that good of an augment. But this looks pretty good. Yep, down a level here, play Ezreal. This all looks good. You'd pick up the Zillion. Yep, just buy your whole shop out. Oh, I don't agree with this really. You should play the Twitch 2 over a random Ziggs. The Ziggs does literally nothing for you here. And the Twitch 2, I mean, he doesn't have much synergy with your bow, but it's still a Twitch 2. You should play that. I can see you really want to make 10 here, but I would have just held the Twitch and the Zillion here. Making Econ is good, but sometimes you have to realize that you're like griefing your ability to win fights and to win streak in general by not making Econ. I don't know if you would have won this fight just because Ascension is so bad. Um, like it didn't proc here, and they have built different. Like it procced once the fight was over, right? Yep. All right, Ascension there. Boom. But yeah, I would have held the Zillion plus the just played the Twitch 2 over the Ziggs. Getting in 4 scrap would be amazing, but we don't have it yet, so the Zillion is definitely better. And now that we didn't hold the Zillion, we can't get Innovators in here, right? Like you can imagine if we held the Zillion, we have a really sick Zillion Singed Blitzcrank Innovators board with scrap. But now we don't have that board. So we definitely should have held the Zillion. Making 10 is really good, but not at the cost of like significantly handicapping your ability to play a strong board. So yeah, that was definitely the call there, I think. It's also like Innovators, because you're gonna play the little doggy. It's gonna make the fights last longer, and Ascension might actually proc. But yeah, Ascension is so bad that I don't think you should ever take Ascension unless you can like guarantee that you play like a comp that like if your start is like Mutants plus Gunblade, then like maybe you can take Ascension. Um, like here, yeah, it's not really the biggest deal. I think making 20 is fine, just because you're already on a loss streak. So I think it was all right. I assume if you lose this fight, you're gonna sell the Singed, which doesn't even seem that unreasonable from this spot because we don't have the Zillion either, um, and because we're loss streaking. So like I would feel great about. I'm kind of down to lose this, but it's okay. We also see Natural and Ash here, dude. This Ash reroll game would have actually been kind of sick as long as no one else is playing it. Glove here is perfect. Yep, that's exactly what I would take here. Most flexible slam in this spot. You can play it in every single AD comp. It doesn't really synergize with Ascension, so you're probably just me playing down an augment the entire game, which is a bit sad, but you know, it's the situation we're in. All right, can't really make gold here. Yeah, leveling seems completely reasonable. We don't have much to put in. Probably Cinder here is the best unit, or maybe Rek'Sai. I don't think it's Singed. Um, I know it's like it's intuitive because you want Singed in for Innovator, but we're not going to sack any gold by playing either of these units. So definitely play one of the 2 costs over Singed, or even just another Darius for Bodyguard might be best. It depends on if we need more frontline or not. And we already have the Ezreal too, so you could make the argument that it's Darius here. I could see the argument for any of these 3 units. Well, probably not Rek'Sai. It's either Darius or Syndra. But I don't think it's Singed. Like, Darius will be a better frontliner, because he'll get the Bodyguard buff. And you should hold the Darius here too. Alright, we hit Singed 2. We hit a Leona. Okay, so now it actually makes sense to play Singed. So, because he's a 2-star unit, right? So this is totally fine. Alright, I just, like, had a heart attack, and I was like, what if I'm not recording here? Alright, and this is a fight we'd really like to win. We lucked out that this guy didn't level, and I guess is playing for Lost Streak, even though he's, like, pretty healthy, so obviously he doesn't have a full Lost Streak. And he has a Lucian with good item slam, so I don't know what they're doing exactly, but we win the fight. We're 30 gold at 88 HP. This is actually a really good spot. Yeah. Downside is that we have Ascension. Alright, we can hold the Ziggs. Zyra, I don't really see a reason to hold, but we could. There's no reason not to. I'd rather hold the, like, if we choose between Zyra and Nocturne, I'd rather hold the Nocturne, because if we can get an Echo in, our board is going to be cracked. And then, like, we can potentially get an Assassin. Alright, Cloak here. Could be Renan's. Another bow here. Okay, so basically it has to be Renan's. You should pick that orb up. Wait, what was in that orb? It was like gold? Oh, it was a Blitzcrank too. Okay, well then it doesn't really matter. It's just got to be Renan Slam here, or else you're never going to be able to build real items. Reforge a bow? I don't hate it, but like you could see it being something like Renan's plus Giant Slayer to finish it out. I would probably keep the bow on Ezreal for a little while to see what else we get, but I don't hate the Reforger play. It could be okay. Okay, 44 gold here, 3 streak. We could have leveled here, and put in like Malzahar is probably the best unit. It's not amazing though. The thing is just that we're on a 3 streak, so we should definitely consider if leveling here is something that we want to do. Because if it can extend our win streak, that would be really nice. Like, I'm kind of down. Our board's really strong. I'm kind of down to just level for Mal's, slam Renan's, slam the Giant Spell, maybe even on Ez, but probably just on Ziggs, and then go from there. I mean, the issue is, like, I mean, we're probably losing this fight other way, so it ends up not mattering that much. So I would have, like, in this spot, sacked a gold to level here, probably. Okay, we can play Caitlyn on level up. No reason to play Zyra. Yeah, I mean, we're still looking for that last Inno. But yeah, I'm down a level here. It's only going to cost us 10 gold. Just level here for the Zyra, probably. So many people. I'm so shocked. Like, everyone hates leveling on 3-2. I'm the only person who loves the time-honored tradition of leveling on 3-2. But everyone always doesn't do it, and now you get rewarded for it. You don't... But, like, I'm shocked. I feel like leveling on 3-2 is so good. But it's okay. All right, we take the win. Ooh, okay. It's either Celestial or First Aid Kit, right? To synergize with Ascension. First Aid Kit actually seems kind of good if you end up playing like a heavy scrap board. But it's probably just Celestial for now. Like, First Aid Kit will be really good if we have some kind of lifesteal item, but the fact that we can't immediately slam one, yeah, I think it's definitely Celestial here. All right, so now we level for the Zyra. It's chill. We're grouped up like this. Was there an Assassin player in our rotation? Is that why we're grouped like this? Because it's pretty bad into like this Renata player. It's just gonna be allowed to ult our entire team like this. I'm not sure. I didn't exactly see everyone you were scouting. We could hold a Rek'Sai there for the potential of playing strikers. Okay, so I'm interested to see what you grab here. Like if you're like if this was me and I was playing super greedy for Sivir items, yeah, I would take the rod here and look to build Sivir items. So I guess that's what you're doing, or maybe you're just looking to slam Morellos here. Uh, you uh, you definitely want to put in the Zillion, right? Um, I mean it's close. I really like what you're doing here to get the MF in here as a holder of Morellos. I mean, I would love to get Zillion in. 32 gold to level here. I don't know, we should probably scout the lobby, but we have 2-star Ez, 2-star Caitlyn, 2-star Blitz, 2-star Singed. wonder if the play is just level for Zillion here. The other option would be play it over Leona, which might be better, it might be worse, honestly. We should probably frontline more of our units now that we have Sniper in, right? We want our frontline to just walk into theirs and create as much space between our snipers and them. I know we have this Leona up here, but like any units that are here, these units are gonna be allowed to walk up, right? So of instead of Vi being on like the second row potentially, she ends up on like all these units end up on the third row, where if you position your units on the front row, there is a chance, depending on how pathing works, that we can like this Cassidon probably gets stuck on second row if we have our entire front line front road. But instead he gets to walk up to the third row, which is like a small thing, but it's 8% of MF and Caitlyn's damage that's getting reduced. Okay, buy both Zillions here. And oh, we actually won it. You were actually like not interested in playing Innos at all. I mean, yeah, I don't really care that much to play Innos here like late game, but I would play it in the mid game here. Like we could also literally just play it for free, right? Or we sack 1 gold, but we could just be playing Zillion here, sacking 1 gold. We would have to sell. We could just sell at our bench and play Zillion here if we'd held it, and our board would be a lot stronger. If we lose this fight, it's also really bad. I wonder if Zillion could make a difference here. I'm not 100% sure because like we get kind of wrecked. Like a Zillion bomb on this Kha'Zix, and the entire fight is different. But I'm not 100% sure if Zillion wins us the fight here. But I think what I would have done definitely is just bought the Zillion and then leveled her Zillion here. Like it's a pretty big spike for your board as well. But still, 51 HP, 3/6, almost completely pre-leveled to 7. All right, Zillion or Singed reroll time. Hell yeah. But yeah, like we're in a pretty good spot, all things considered. But yeah, I don't know why we held the Morgana over what comp are you looking to play? Because these items, Morello's Slam, like this kind of just screams Sivir to me. We haven't really held anything that makes sense for Sivir. So we get a sword here. It could be BT Renans, or it could just be Giant Slayer and then something else. We have the Sivir here. Like taking that rod, I might have just gone for Sivir items, gone for a Gwynsu here, just because I really like playing Sivir. But if you're not quite as crazy as me and you want to play for multiple comps, I mean, I think the Giant Slayer Declaw Slam isn't bad. Probably actually just Giant Slayer and then hold this this cloak because um it could potentially be a lot of other stuff. Or maybe the most reasonable slam of all is Renan's plus sword, and you can play that on Sivir. You can play that on anyone really. It could also just be BT Kha'Zix. Okay, we're gonna opt for Dragon's Claw here. I think a lot of these options are okay, we're rolling? I mean, how strong is our board? 2-star, 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 2-star. And we're at 68. I hate the rolling here. I don't think we have to roll that much though. I mean, we'll see. We'll see when you stop. I mean, Singed is a completely dead unit right now. I guess theoretically you could play like Braum plus Zyra, and that's what you're looking to do. Play some kind of Syndicates board maybe. I would have felt the the I'm losing my mind. I would have held the Sivir and potentially looked to play that, but that's just because I love that comp. I would hold some of these units, but it looks like you're just argument. Oh, that's a good hit. That is a really good hit. Okay. The question is, who are we carrying? Like, what's your plan here? Is it like Jindikits? I'm not actually sure. Man, you really want to get Zyra in, huh? Like, is it ever just Zyra over Ezreal and move the items to Caitlyn for now, or even the items to MF? I mean, it gets you Syndicate and Scholar in, and all you have to do is take out an Ezreal too. I think it's worth it. Like, I know Ezreal's a really good item carrier, but Caitlyn is arguably a better item carrier. The issue is we'll just have to take the items off Caitlyn later, but that's fine. We can find another Caitlyn or just any other sniper. Especially because it looks like we don't even care about Caitlyn for Enforcer. Oh, we also literally are passing him an Ashe in the shop, right? The Ashe could easily come in. All right, I'm interested to see what comp you play from here, because it's not too clear to me. I don't know what comp. Like it to me, it looks like Jindikits. which is I'm it's not a comp that I've played. So I mean I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, we get wrecked in this fight, but it's okay. We're 61 HP. We have a lot of gold. We're in a really good, I would say we're in a quite good spot. Yeah, I mean our items, it has to be some kind of AD carry, right? Dude, you're like glitching out of the thing here. Okay, so we take sword for for just anything. Okay. Ideally IE, I assume, for like a Jindicate's angle. I don't know. I assume you're looking to play Jin here. I level and roll here every time. Jace is good. Rom would be amazing. I would. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you're just all in on playing Jin here, which isn't bad. Oriana definitely comes in. Okay. I see what you're doing. It's a Jindicate's angle. I mean, I've not played this comp really, so we'll see how well it goes. I think. Okay, we just Nikos the Jin here. I mean, we should wait for a shop, right? What if the shop has like another Jace in it, and we could just play Jace 2 carry? But I mean, that's a small optimization. Bodyguard crown here over wait, what was the leftmost augment? Backfoot? I mean, I can see your argument. Bodyguard crown is pretty good here. Okay. I don't feel bad about taking that. Yeah, like this actually gives us a really solid front line. Like I feel like I would have greeted for backfoot there, but yeah, that's just me. Wait, what did we just sell? I thought every unit was necessary here. We're selling that. Okay, so we're not even playing like Jindicates. So I feel like Jin Syndicates actually works out pretty well. It would just have to be Ash in here instead of this, which it's super weird that we ended up passing over the Ash. Um I mean maybe you're just playing Bodyguard Jin, which it seems like what we're doing here. So then we're playing the Galio. Or not the Galio, the yeah, I mean it's too hard to I mean it's really not that hard to get in Ash plus like Zyra or something. Um I mean, it's definitely like Ash would be over here, and then we would have to get in like Zyra or Morgana over one of these, which would either give us Enchanter or Scholar. Like, is that better than the current board we have? Syndicates is like not that big of a buff, but it will make our board tankier and make Braum live longer, especially this Braum too. Like the question is just Tom Kench better than Scholar plus Syndicate? And I don't think so. I think I would rather just be playing Ash in here and then cut this for Zyra. And then you probably have to Morello's, probably Braum actually, because he's going to cast quickly. And then you'd have, in my opinion, a better board. But I see what you're doing here. I mean, Tom Kench is quite a good unit. But yeah, let's see. Oh, that was a rough swap. Okay, and you end up backlining the Jin, so we get Pew Pew Jin instead of Smack Smack Jin, which is, or not Jin, Darius. Wait, I'm sorry. It's late in the night. Um, Jace. Jace is the name of that unit. Yeah, I think this positioning is totally fine. No need to. I mean, did we roll this round? Wait. See, I'm also going crazy. It's chill. It's chill. It's chill. Yeah, I mean, the biggest sad thing about taking out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it has to be Edge of Night there, and then I guess it has to be Archangels. I would probably Archangels the Ori, just because like Ori scales well with an Archangels, right? Yeah, I guess my thing about this game is I'm not really convinced that this is that good of a comp. Um, just like as a way to cap out your board, just Jin plus random bodyguards. Like I know Jin just likes a strong front line, and you play bodyguards, and it's a good front line. I kind of feel like the strongest version of Jin right now is the and like I could be wrong because I haven't played infinite amount of Jin, but I feel like the stronger version of Jin is just Bruiser Jin because you can get Enforcer in um quite easily with Caitlyn. Like I think if you just look win rate wise on a site like MetaTFT, I'm pretty sure Bruiser Jin comes up first. Like there's Syndicate reroll, which is what I was talking about. Okay, there's this version, which is similar to what you have. It is the bodyguard version, but this is like the super capped version where you play 3 Debonair, which we're not doing here, though we could eventually hit someday. It's also like playing Zyra, which we're not playing here. I'd like to play like maybe this, though this is like kind of rare that you hit because you have to find Zeri to play it. But I thought I saw yeah, like a Bruiser Gen. I mean, looks like the win rate has dropped significantly. But maybe it's not the strongest. I don't know. This is my thing. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Jin primary carry right now. I feel like a lot of the games I've played where I'm carrying just Jin, it's a problem. I like Jin as like a support unit for like if you can get to a late game Zeri comp or if you can get to just like a board where you're playing Clockwork. But I feel like Jin on his own, I don't know, he has some troubles. We'll see how this game goes though. But I mean, like to play Jin, I think you've made pretty good decisions. I just think we probably could have played towards just a Sivir board. Um, or I mean, the best way to play this game is just to play Ash Reroll, I think, because I think it's well, with that augment, it's so good. And that's just something that like if you want to be able to play for the highest win rate spot every game, you need to be aware of the augments that are broken. Which like there's always going to be broken augments. The balance is never going to be perfect. There's always going to be a like highest win rate augment in the game when taken first. So you should be aware of what that is. I don't know. I was kind of down for just more frontline here, like a redemption here. Well, we'll see. I mean, Zeke's isn't bad. All right, and we're just rolling down to find something. Okay. Oh, rolling down to see if we can hit Tahm Kench. Oof. I don't know. I was kind of down to just put it on like keep the positioning you had. Um, like I don't really care that much about it being on Oriana. I think it's kind of fine to put it on MF. I mean, I guess you put it on Ori and then you just scout because if it's someone that you can corner Jin versus, then it's great. Like I know that Bruiser Renata person you can't. Okay, we're backlining more stuff. This doesn't make sense with Jin though, because you're giving more space to the enemy team when Sniper wants you to build space between you and the enemy. Um, you should always have your frontlined unless you know like the next person you fight is gonna be like an assassin player or something. But versus every comp except assassins, you should always have your frontline. Because now look, like I mean, your frontline walked up here, which I'm not exactly sure how it works, like how it decides whose frontline walks up. Um, but like, I mean, first of all, your frontline has to take the time to get up here. Second of all, I'm not sure exactly how it works. Um, but I believe their frontline can also walk up. I don't know if it's just randomness. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe because you're further from the center, you walk towards the center, like you get priority. I actually don't know how you tie break which unit walks to which tile. Um, but yeah, you're just making it harder for yourself to play sniper. Like you're just giving your opponent the opportunity to make space. Okay, and we get wrecked here, and we're at one. Um, and we will likely die soon. Yeah, and this is how a lot of games where I've played Jin have felt, where I feel like I cap out my board pretty well, with a Jin 2 and like 2-star frontline, and then it's just not doing it, right? Like I feel like if we were playing a similar board, like where we hit Braum 2, we hit Silco, um, we hit like a 2-star of another unit, like analogous in the Sivir comp, this would be like Echo 2, and then we had like a Sivir 2 and like maybe a Irelia 1. I feel like we would be like 30 HP at this phase. Like we would just win so many more fights just because of Sivir diff. Um, but I mean, ooh, wow. The edge of this was a huge edge of night diff actually. Wow, that was actually kind of sick. All right, static shiv here. Great item on Morg. I mean Morg MF. We should have fed the fish, right? I mean, you're rolling down looking for what? You're never gonna hit anything here. So yeah, we should have had the fish, and we also sold our Silco, right? That was kind of weird because there it actually is possible for us to have hit Silco. Yeah, we should be feeding the fish. Okay. We gotta avoid that frozen heart. Okay, so we're positioning. The echo doesn't jump on us? Or was there another. Was it the player who was playing Kha'Zix earlier and we're positioning for that? No, it's just the Sivir player? Because you never win this fight positioning like this. I mean, I would have to take a good look at their board if we won this fight. It was actually so close. Wait, we won? I mean, okay. To be fair, I didn't look at their Sivir items. It is a Sivir with only 2 items. But like what? our Jin gets pulled. Sivir's free hitting our entire team. I mean, I guess it's just a no last whisper on Sivir diff. Is the reason why you is that's pretty hilarious that we actually win this. I don't think our positioning did us any favors in this. I mean, first of all, Jin gets hooked. That's obviously not ideal. I would just corner the Orianna, sack the Zeke's value here, but I mean, Jin getting hooked can straight up lose you the fight. Um, Second of all, I would just put my front line and my front line and my back line and my back line. I like what does grouping up actually do for you here? Echo still jumps on your back line. The only difference is that like this Braum gets to walk up here instead of not being able to walk up here. So yeah, I don't think that's correct. And then somehow, by the grace of God, we win this fight. Like MF stays untouched. I mean, it's yeah. If he has last whisper on Sivir, that fight's so easy. But like, yeah, actually, you can win that fight because it's no last whisper on Sivir, and you have 4 bodyguards, which is pretty funny. So yeah, is this the? I feel like you said you went fifth this game, which I mean, I guess I can see how that happened. Um, okay, we should look more closely at positioning here. Okay, so we're positioning for this guy. Why are we clumping versus this guy as well? I don't get it. Okay, because like, I mean, this is probably the worst possible position we can have versus this guy if we fight them. I mean, this guy's streaking with a Zeri 2 that's debonair. We're probably never winning this fight, but like, how many units do we kill here? I feel like every possible thing goes wrong here. We clump up so that our entire board gets shrouded. We're clumped up backlining so that we create more space between their front line and their back line, and we move it closer to our back line so that their front line can just walk up and wreck our back line and give them infinite sniper value. Um, and we're on a diagonal from their units where we kind of want to be on a diagonal from our units, but because we're playing MF, it would be better to be somewhere here, and then maybe there's a world where MF can end up ulting their board. So, I mean, we probably lose this fight regardless, but I feel like every possible thing goes wrong. Yeah, and our board just gets absolutely shredded. We go fifth. Oh, and this guy's -7, so 15 HP we needed to save. That's 5 units, right? Wait, maybe it's actually more than that. Stage 6? I mean, I won't go into the exact damage calculation. I need to. I mean, it's like rarely relevant to actually need to know, but I should learn that because it's just a fun little tidbit to know. Um, so yeah, I think we mess up. I think just a lot of the end game positioning was very odd for a snipers game. You're positioning as if you have phalanx, but even when I have phalanx and I'm playing snipers, I frontline at least one unit so that their front line doesn't just get to walk into mine. So I think our positioning was pretty odd this game, given the context of playing snipers, where the sniper buff wants you to put put space between the sniper and their team. And we're doing the opposite with positioning like this, keeping our units on the third or on the second row. Like, I can understand clumping if we're gonna fight an assassin player, but even like that Sivir player that we were fighting, um, I don't think there's any reason to position like this. Did we? Okay, no, this was the last fight we lost. But before dying. Yeah, yeah. All okay, so all of this stuff happened, right? But yeah, I think our clump, and it's not even. Did we clump in this fight? Like kind of. I would be in support of spreading out our front line a little bit as well. God, this is a horrible angle of Tom. This is horrifying. Look at that. Even versus the Renata player, I'd be in favor of spreading out a bit. I mean, you can't spread out your backline because you want the Zeeks to go on, but spread out our front line a bit so the entire thing doesn't get hit by Renata. I guess our Braum dodged it. Our Braum positioning here is also suspect. You don't really want the Braum to be on the edge like this. I'd rather have the Tahm Kench on the edge, or even maybe like Jace on the edge. I don't know. Like this doesn't give Braum a great angle to ult on. You really want to look at their board and say, okay, what angle do I want Braum to ult on? Like put him here so he ults like this, or even you could even put him on the edge if he's the same side as their carry, so he ults like this. But Braum on this edge, I mean, he gets enforced. So one, he's not going to break out of the enforcer because he's not getting targeted. And two, like what does Braum ult do in this fault fight? Boom, it hit. Wait, boom. Okay, it did like. I mean, the fight was already over by the time Braum ulted, which is okay. What other? Oh, that was Jace ult that I thought was Braum ult. Knocked up these 2 units. It ended up focusing this, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah. So yeah, some slightly suspect positioning things. I think we should definitely be looking to frontline our frontline when playing Jin. I also think this comp is not the strongest. And I feel like you were like dead set on playing Jin. when I feel like you could have played a Sivir game pretty well, which I think is just stronger meta-wise. But for some reason, you like really, really wanted to play Jhin here, which I mean, like if that's comfort for you, I guess that's fine, and if that works for you, then that's fine. But I personally would have played Sivir here, and I mean, prior to that, um, you should just know augment strength. Like one for all is the strongest first pick augment in the game in a silver lobby. Um, Here's tactics.tools to show it. One for all, when taken first, has an average placement of under 4. So, so yeah, that's pretty good. All right, that is the first game. Let's check out the second game. Oh, looks like I had this maybe running in the background. All right, let's check out the second game. And I think you gave me some notes. You gave me some notes for both games, so maybe I should check that out real quick. Wait, I don't need this. I don't need this. You gave me your notes on the game. Feels like it could have been top four. I made a couple better decisions. Wasn't really happy with my first two augment choices. Fifth place, Chin carry. Hopefully the quality isn't too awful. Yeah, I mean, I think some of the positioning things could have helped. I think, I mean, maybe even playing a completely different comp, like I was talking about with Sivir, you could have been in a better spot. I think definitely if you play Ash reroll there, I mean, it's a lot more volatile, but it can definitely be like Ash reroll with that augment can just be a first. So yeah, and some of the other little stuff I talked about as far as leveling and streaks and item slamming and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. All right, let's get into the second game. I think you said this game was like an eighth. Let's check it out. Eighth, a lot of trouble. I have a lot of trouble in lust streaking. I ended up hitting kind of a cookie cutter Renata build, but I think I started donkey rolling when I should have went 9. Both are master sames. Okay, I love a game where what is this? Oh, Giga video. Okay, it was kind of a sus thumbnail, but like Giga, he makes good anime content if you're into that. What the hell? Oh. Oh no. Okay. I will film the second part of this coaching later. Thank you, thank you. The VOD is broken. All right.